Tonight's class, you're only going to need a strap, but it always feels good to sometimes start sitting on a pillow or blanket. So feel free to grab that and bring it in to sit on. And then you're going to take your right leg, I'll mirror you, your right leg, flex it, bring it parallel to the front of your mat. And then your left leg over top so that your shins stack, the top heel is hanging over the outside of your knee. And you want to make sure that as you look down, you're essentially making a triangle between pelvis, knee, and knee. And depending on how tight your hips are, you might have a really high stack on your legs. And eventually they might start to come down. Potentially this outside knee might even drop to the inside of that bottom arch. If this is a little too intense, so this is called Agni Stambhasana, which means fire log pose, or Agni is fire. So yeah, you might be feeling a little too much heat to start. You can always take this bottom leg and extend it out so you have a figure four. And if you do have a prop, you can also place that underneath your knee so that you have something to press into. So two options I'd like you to start in for tonight's Patagonia community yoga across the nation. All right, as you sit here, notice if you don't have a good connection from your sit bones down into the mat, and if you don't, just scoop back the flesh of your glutes so that you can feel those 2 points of your hips root down. Bring your hands out to the side. Tent them up so that your palms are lifted and your finger pads are pressing down into the mat. Close your eyes. Keep your feet flexed. Keep a gentle pressure down so that you're working on opening up the outside of your hips and getting a little bit deeper. Notice if you're curling in or folding, and see if you can use your arms like stilts to keep your spine nice and tall and lifted. Breathe in and out through your nose. And then we're going to work into Kapalabhati breathing, which is also known as breath of fire, or skull shining is another variation of this breath. And it's a quick, sharp exhale through your nose, almost like you might have seasonal allergies. I think I'm getting some seasonal allergies. We're finally popping here, springtime in Colorado. And so we're going to be clearing out our navel, or our nasal, rather. And it'll be a sharp, quick exhale through your nose. So if you need to, grab a Kleenex. I'll walk us into it. Take an inhale. And then exhale out completely. Inhale just halfway. And then short, quick exhales through your nose. And you'll be pumping your belly back towards your spine as you make these sharp, quick exhales. And you can find a cadence that works for you. So some people like to go pretty fast, but it might feel better for you to get a rhythm that's a little bit slower. Do another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Now inhale fully. You might notice a sensation was building behind your forehead during those sharp, quick exhales. It almost pulls the energy up your spine. So I know we've talked a little bit about Kundalini, or thinking of your spine and then like a bowl of energy at the bottom. And so that Kapalabhati breath can start to really draw the energy up. Almost think of, like what is this called? A baster, right? And you're squeezing and pressing and pulling that energy up right into your skull. All right, we'll switch sides. Extend both legs, maybe give them a little shake. And then moving on to the opposite side. So bring your left leg on the bottom. Either extend it, or if you're taking the fire log pose, then flex that bottom foot, shin is parallel to the front of the mat, and bring your right leg over top. Again, you can take your hands, grip your glute flesh, pull it back so you feel both hip points bringing down, and then flexing your feet back. Make sure that you have this top foot hanging a little bit over that knee, so you feel this intense sensation on the side of your hips. Sometimes it even helps to bring your hands to your hips and push in as though you could push your hips into a vice. It's almost like rolling, getting that top of the IT band and starting to really dig in. And then again, hands by your side once you get your legs set up in this Agni Stambhasana pose. Press your fingertips into the mat so that your shoulders lift. Press your hips down, but then use your hands to lengthen your spine up. So the weight of your hips gently pull your spine down, and then the pressure of your finger pads into the mat keeps your shoulders lifted. See if you can close your eyes. Move your awareness into an easy inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. Let that energy that we pulled up, that we bubbled to the top of our head, melt back down right to the base. You feel it right in that center of your triangle. And then we'll work into our Kapalabhati breath again. So inhale. And full exhale. And inhale halfway. And begin sharp, quick exhales through your nose. You want your focus to be on that exhale, and the inhale will come automatically. So focus on just snapping your belly back, pumping, as though you were pulling that energy up, 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 letting it start to slowly filtrate up your spine into the top of your head. Keep your feet flexed. Gently press that top knee down. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Then full inhale. Exhale through your nose. Inhale, slowly straighten your legs. Give them a little shake. And then roll down onto your back. Extend your arms up overhead, take a full body stretch. Press your feet forward. And then bring your arms down by your side, palms down. Pull your right knee in to your chest, flex that foot back, and then press through the ball of your left foot. Lift it up to hover. Press your navel down. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Maybe lift your arms up to hover. Curl up so that your upper shoulders hover. Keep gazing down now the length of your body. Press through that bottom foot. Inhale. Exhale, release down. Extend your right leg. Bring your left leg in. Flex that foot. Draw your knee as high up as it'll go, but keep it in line so it's on the left side of your body. Palms down to start. Inhale. Exhale, start to press through the ball of your right foot, lift it up to hover. Inhale. Exhale, reach your arms up, start to curl your chest up. Move the gaze down the length of your body. Keep pressing through that right foot. Draw your left knee in as close as you can. Take a breath in. Exhale, release down. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. And then exhale, hands down. Press them down into the mat. So we're just working through stuff. So we're going to have some big, powerful movements in this class. Bring your left knee into your chest, right leg up to hover. Now bringing a little bit more movement. Inhale, let your knees pass through center. Exhale, extend the left leg, right knee in. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And then maybe start to quicken your breath, maybe not as fast as the Kapalabhati, but something like that. And begin to shift your legs, pumping them as though they were the piston on a train. So you can think of a steam engine, moving those pistons on both sides. If you want a little bit more, arms up to hover. Maybe lift your chest up, gazing down the length. And you can start to move one breath, one movement, left leg, right leg. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep your low back glued down to the mat. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend both legs long. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands down by your side. Bring your knees in so that they come stacked over your hips. Flex your feet and then open your legs out wide to the side. So these are called frog abs. You can use your hands to support your knees on either side if you need to. Or you can have your hands interlaced, supporting the weight of your neck. Flex your feet, shine the arches of your feet up towards the ceiling. So you're rotating your feet out. Inhale, exhale, curl slightly in your hips so that they lift a little bit and you feel a little bit more weight in your low back pressing down to the mat. Again, inhale, flex your feet. Exhale, curl, lift up. Elbows going up towards where your wall and the ceiling meet. Inhale, lower down all the way or just halfway, leaving the top of your shoulders to hover. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lower down halfway. Exhale, curl. Now, if you have the brain capacity, inhale. Exhale, curl. You can think about pulling your hips up and in, taking that slight anterior tilt. Inhale. Exhale. You can also release your arms, reaching them through your legs, giving you a little bit more lift, or maybe just feeling like you get more lift as you exhale. We'll do another 3. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Then set your upper body down. Bring your hands to the outside of your knees. Gently close your knees and draw them in towards your chest. Slowly roll to one side. And then we'll come all the way onto hands and knees. So rolling all the way over. All right, with hands and knees on the ground, inhale, lift your right arm up. Circle out that wrist. So we are going to be doing a lot with our wrists tonight. And if at any time your wrists start to hurt, you can always come down onto your forearms. All right, straighten, extend, and then exhale, thread the needle. Bring your right shoulder down, right ear down to the mat. You can walk your left arm forward or take a half bind. Inhale and exhale. See if you can, if you're taking a half bind, work your left shoulder a little bit higher. And then exhale, release the weight into your right shoulder. If you have your left arm up, place it down. Inhale, reach your right arm up. And then exhale, switch sides. Left arm lifts, roll that wrist out, taking one direction and then the other. Then straighten, inhale, exhale, thread the needle. Bringing your left arm underneath your right armpit, setting your left ear down. Use this right hand to move a little bit more weight into that left shoulder so you can really relax the weight of your upper body down and have a good base on the outside edge, outside back of that left shoulder. And inhale, maybe right arm up, or you can walk it forward. That creates a nice line of energy from fingertips all the way down your body to this hip point. Or take that half bind to get more into your shoulders. Slowly release. Bring that hand down, gently lift up. Left arm up and then back down. And now you're going to extend your right arm up, forward. Take a big circle and then start to shine palm down and then bring the palm forward so it is backwards. Fingers pointing back towards your knees. Now, this might be a little too intense. So if it's too intense, then try to maybe bring the fingers just a little bit more out to the side of your mat. Maybe if you want a little bit more, you can work your fingers in towards the inside of your mat. And then to deepen the sensation, just draw your hips a little bit back, trying to keep the palm down. It's intense. Roll forward and exhale back. Inhale forward and exhale back. Inhale forward. Bring the weight off of that right palm. Big circle up and around and plant it down. And switching sides, left arm forward, inhale, exhale, curl, and then plant that hand. Fingers pointing back towards your knee. Maybe making an adjustment, fingers in or fingers out a little bit more. And then pressing the palm down, inhale, exhale, draw your hips a little bit farther back. Inhale forward. And exhale back. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale forward. Move more of the weight into your right hand. Slip your left arm back. Circle it back around. Plant both hands down and then drop down to your forearms. Elbows underneath your shoulders. Grip opposite biceps and then plant your hands back down on the mat, taking an interlace if you would like a modification for your shoulders. And then gaze back at your knees, tuck your toes, lift hips up, dolphin pose. An old favorite with this class. Press your palms down, start to shift the weight back. Let the crown of your head hang. Inhale, hips high, maybe walk your toes in. Again, you can always take them out wide if you want a little bit more of a sensible pose for your hamstrings. And then exhale, heel down. All right, and then here, upside down in this inversion, press more through your thumb and your pointer finger. Relax your head. Take 5 breaths. So find a pose that is sustainable, a depth in your legs that is sustainable. Keep pressing through your forearms. Inhale. Exhale. Feel as though something was dripping down your back and rolling off of your head and away. Inhale, lift your hips high, maybe walk your feet a little bit in. Exhale, feel the weight, the heaviness drop down. Inhale, press down to find lift. And then exhale, a little bit of ease. Keep pressing through your palms. Keep pressing your elbows towards each other. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, breath in and out. Slowly bring your knees down. Walk your hands forward. And lower your chest and your forehead down to the mat. Anahatasana. Keep your knees underneath your hips so they're stacked nice. So this is known as heart melting pose, to really let your heart relax down. And inhale, slowly peel your chest up. Move the weight, shift forward into your palms, tuck your toes, inhale, lift up, plank. Knees over the mat, hover, press back, and then lift and straighten your legs, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a breath in and out. Inhale, lift your left leg. And then exhale, come forward into plank. Tap left elbow to left. Draw your navel up and inhale up. Exhale, elbow to
Hear me? Yeah.
One more time. Inhale up. And exhale, elbow to knee. And then plant your foot by your left hand. Lower your right knee down, press the top of your right foot down, inhale, both arms up. And then exhale, interlace your hands, cradle the back of your head, start to lift your elbow tips up. So this is called brain cradling pose. Lift up, and then engage your core, let your hips come a little bit forward. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring both hands down to the mat, tuck your back toes under, and step back into plank. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Press the tops of your feet down. Bring your hands down by your side, and then you're going to interlace them at your low back. If they don't meet at your low back, this is where that strap can come into play. You can take the strap in both hands. Then inhale, lift shoulder heads up. Exhale, start to reach your fingers back. Activate your legs and then balance on your belly. So you're using activation in your low back and then in your core to find lift. Inhale, exhale, hold. See if you can reach and activate through your legs and then gaze down at the mat. So you're not cranking your neck up. Instead, your spine is nice and long. One more breath in. And then exhale, slowly release. Bring your hands down under your shoulders, tuck your toes, press up and back, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, shift forward, right knee to right elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Last time, inhale up. Exhale, come forward, plant your right foot by your right hand, walk it out into that nice long lunge, and then lower your left knee down. Press the top of that foot down. Inhale, both arms up. Take the opposite interlace, support your neck, wrap your elbow tips around. Inhale, lift and lengthen. So you're using the palms of your hand to support and lift your spine. Give it a little bit of extension from the top up. Take a little bit of the weight of your head off your spine. Draw your hips forward, opening up that left psoas. Inhale. And then exhale, slowly release. Bringing your hands down, tuck your back foot, step back to plank. And then lower all the way to the mat. You can always bring your knees down first. Bring your hands behind you, interlace, press your palms together. Inhale, lift your chest, draw your fingertips back, maybe even lifting them off your low back. And then begin to activate your legs. Squeeze your legs towards each other so that everything is hugging in towards midline and you're elongating that line from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes. So you're not so much concerned about how much lift your shoulders or your feet have off the mat, but more so about finding activation all the way down that length. See if you can press your belly into the mat to support the work that your low back is doing. Take another breath in and exhale, release. Hands under shoulders, press or tuck your toes, press up plank. Exhale, down dog. All right, so now adding a little bit more in our leg lifts. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, come forward, tap knee to elbow. Inhale, up. Exhale, tap knee to elbow, and then you're gonna cross, tap the right elbow. Come back to the left. Inhale, up. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Cross, knee to right elbow. Take an inhale, extend your leg. So just like when we threaded the needle, you're drawing your leg now underneath your right armpit. This back foot is gonna pivot so that you press your whole foot onto the mat. Now you can stay here or press more into that left hand, reach your right arm up. So this is called fallen triangle. And it can be as big or as compact of an expression as you want. So you might feel like pressing that left foot out, making this more of a back bend, reaching your right arm overhead, or keeping that foot in and really finding more of a side opener. Slowly start to bring that triangle back in, right arm down, draw your knee in, step it back and lower down to the mat. This time we're gonna move into floor bow. So it's a little bit more intense of a back bend. And if you would prefer, you can go back into locust pose. If you wanna try floor bow, Dhanurasana, you'll bend your knees and reach back for your ankles. Again, you can use a strap here. It's a little bit more awkward. I'm gonna do like a little pillow talk thing here. Like hanging out with the strap. And then you can use that over your shoulder. So if you've never done this with a strap or a scarf, it's also can be a little bit more fun. You open up your armpits a little bit. Taking traditional Dhanurasana. Hands on your ankles, press your feet up, open your chest. Again, gaze is not cranked up, but you just keep the line of your spine a gentle curve, looking a little bit more forward. One more breath in, and exhale. Release, hands down, tuck your toes, press up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. One more time, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, come forward, right knee to right elbow, tap. Inhale, leg lifts. Exhale, forward, right knee, right elbow. And then cross, right knee, left elbow. Bring it back to the right. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right elbow, left elbow. Inhale, extend the right leg out to the right side. Left foot, the back foot, will pivot. So your heel comes down and begin to shift the weight more into your right hand. You can just work on barely lifting up that left hand, maybe even just drawing it to your hip, or start to make a bigger expression in your fallen triangle. Lift this left hip, point up, left arm up, or potentially start to open your chest to the ceiling, letting that left arm drop back. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, start to close down your triangle, bringing the left hand down, sinking the right foot through, find plank, and exhale, lower down. So if you're like, whatever she did with the strap there was interesting, I'll demonstrate that again. So it can be really fun. You'll take your strap or belt, scarf, whatever you're using, and you'll lasso it around both of your ankles, bringing both sides of the strap into one hand. You know, it can be pretty loose. Bring your knees together to start. They're gonna just naturally wanna slip out overhead, and then draw your elbow tips, of the hand forward. Then start to kick your feet into the straps, keep them flexed, bring your other arm up, begin to choke up, and then kick back. You can roll, rock a little bit on your belly, especially if you're having some digestion issues. This can be nice to just roll out the intestines. Keep your feet flexed. Keep pulling your elbow tips forward to match the pressure in your legs. So a little bit more intense in the shoulders here. Little intense in the low back. And slowly bring your knees down, remove the strap, bring it out to the side. Hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes, activate your legs. Inhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Then inhale, look forward. Exhale, you can step or hop, but bring your feet wide outside your hands. Then slowly lower your hips down into Malasana, yogi squat. A lot of people like to call this frog pose, though it is actually not frog. Frog is Makasana, which we usually do on our belly. So bring your hands together to heart center. This can also be a good place to take a prop like a block or something and place it underneath your hips. You can be elevated or low, whatever works on your hips. Elbows to the inside of your knees, open them out wide and see if you can move the weight a little bit more into your heels so you have a nice long spine. Deep breath in and out. Another inhale and exhale. And release your hands down. Inhale, press through your feet, slowly come to standing. Reach your arms up, spin your toes forward, heels back. Move them so they're hip width distance apart. Look up between your hands. Find a nice stacking of your skeleton. Draw your navel in. Exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. Inhale up. Exhale, fold, plant your hands. And step back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, bring your knee forward, this time just between both elbows. Really feel it hug up into your core. And then using that lift, see if you can step it down between your hands a little bit more easily. We're gonna pivot on that back leg again, this time setting up for warrior two. So the heel of your front leg lines up with the arch of your back leg. And then the outside edge of that back leg is essentially parallel with the back of your mat. Lifting with your right arm and then following with your left, open up Virabhadrasana 2. See if you can commit to a nice deep lunge, open hips. And your hips and your shoulders in this pose are square to the side of your mat. I actually like to usually have my gaze also down the side of my mat because it helps me keep my shoulders in line. So chin is in line with my chest. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, draw your front knee over that front foot. Press more through the back leg. Make sure this back leg is turned on. Breath in. And then exhale, tip back. Reverse warrior. Now make sure in your reverse warrior that you're not opening your chest up towards the ceiling, but instead keeping it a side bend. So when you open it up like this, it's really easy to compress and not engage in our core. So you find a crunching actually in that back hip. We want to keep length and really open up this insertion of the quad in this hip on the front. So see if you can lengthen through that side. Breath in and out. And inhale, come up. And then exhale, bring your hands together to heart center. You're going to slowly lower down. Spin that back front toe a little bit in. Come to the heel of the back foot and drop into Skandasana. Now you can always bring hands down first and slowly lower yourself into this position. I like to think of it as a half Malasana. So I'm still using the elbow on the inside of the knee to draw it back, hands together at heart center. You can do the same thing with hands on the ground, using this front arm to press back, opening up that knee. Dropping down as far as feels good. So you're getting a nice extension and opening. And then inhale, come to center. Exhale, Skandasana on the back. So depending what you need tonight, maybe you bring that elbow all the way around and you're nice and long. Maybe you're up here and just start to work from side to side. I like to channel my inner ninja, seeing how gracefully I can make that transition from side to side, keeping the integration, especially around that femur head connection into the hips. And then come to middle, bring your hands down, spin on your heels so that the outside of your feet are parallel with the side of your mat, and find a wide leg forward fold. Inhale, press into the mat, lift halfway, and then exhale, fold. And inhale, lift up halfway. Doing a lot of pivots. So you're gonna pivot on your toe mounds, heels come in, and then bend your knees. You want your knees to track out over your toes. Sit your hips down so that your thighs are parallel, and then walk yourself up. So you're in a nice horse stance, or sometimes this is called goddess pose. Nice. You can move a little bit from side to side. Maybe even take some rolls if you've got some really tight side glutes. And then find stillness, center yourself in the middle. So this can be a really good pose when you feel distracted, when you feel like you need to work something out, and then come back to yourself. So come back, find that center. We're gonna do 30 rounds of Kapalabhati breathing here. All right, so you can have hands together at heart center. Maybe hands at your core might help you connect in with that snapping. Inhale. Exhale, sit your hips down a little bit lower. Inhale halfway. And then sharp, quick exhales. breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press through your feet. Inhale, straighten your legs, reach your arms up. And then exhale, you'll cartwheel your hands down to the front. Bend that front knee. Step back, downward facing dog. Ooh, take a couple breaths here. You can come down to your knees, take a child's pose, or grab a drink of water. I tell you, these spring allergies. Woo. All right, and then we'll move to the other side. So I'll actually turn around so I can mirror you, or rather face you. Inhale, reach your right leg up. Exhale, come forward, elbow through the knees. Press through your hands. Really draw your thigh into your ribs, and then step the right foot down. So using all of that muscle memory from earlier, and then place your left foot down. So pivoting it so it's parallel with the back of your mat. Lead with your left hand, cartwheel open, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. So maybe adjust, get a nice wide stance. So this will help maybe in the Skandasana later. And also we've done one round, so a little bit more open here. And again, remember shoulders, hips, square. Maybe keep your chin in line with your sternum and float your hands up. Take a breath in, exhale. See if you can draw that right knee a little bit more forward, but keep firmly pressing through that back foot. So you're grounded here in the present. I like to think of this pose as, are you dragging behind? Are you attached to the past? Or are you reaching too much for the future? Or can you find that middle ground? Inhale. Exhale, reverse warrior. Reach your right arm up. Keep a commitment in that front knee, and then find a side body stretch. Making a little bit more room from that hip point through your armpit and up. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bring your hands together to heart center. Start to turn your front toes in a little bit. Pivot on the back foot, heel up, and slowly transition down, Skandasana. Woo. Inhale through center, exhale to the back side. And then you choose how fast or how slow, how deep or how high feels good. How much support of your hands. Maybe a couple bounces. Nice. And eventually finding center, both toes towards the side of your mat, feet parallel to the outside edge. Hands under your shoulders, inhale, lift halfway. And then exhale, fold. Inhale again, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Move your hands to the ankles or maybe your calves and gently draw yourself a little bit deeper into your forward fold. Then move your hands back under your shoulders. Pull your heels in, toes out, bend your knees, track them over your feet. Then inhale, climb back up into horse pose. So we're going to do either those 30 rounds of Kapalabhati breathing, or you can do 3 Uddiyana Bandha, which we've done before, but I'll just demonstrate again. This is a great pose to find that in. So in Uddiyana Bandha, your diaphragm is pulling up into the space of your ribs, flaring them out, and you're flattening the digestive organs. So it looks like this. Maybe stay down in horse pose this whole time. And then you let your belly go. So either 30 rounds of Kapalabhati or 3 rounds of Uddiyana. Inhale. You're doing Uddiyana, forceful exhale. Release your belly. Inhale, straighten your legs, arms up. Exhale, you'll heel toe your feet in a little bit closer. Hands up and then down. Find Malasana again. All right, so we're gonna start to work into a little bit of heat here. So this is a Kundalini Kriya. So Kundalini is a lineage of yoga, and it is about stoking the snake. So they envision a snake up your spine. So bringing that energy in the bowl of your pelvis up to the crown of your head. So this is what we're going to do. It's a lot of repeated things that you do in Kundalini. So in this Kriya, which is a series of movements, we're going to inhale, press up, exhale down. Now you can do arms down to the side as you inhale, exhale down. You can do arms up, exhale down. But just start moving slowly at first. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Working out all those creaks in the knees. And then again, just like we did with the ab work, maybe starting to move a little bit faster. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. That's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Come down. Malasana. Plant your hands. Straighten your legs. Find a forward fold. Heel toe your feet hip width distance apart. Bend your knees a little bit so that you're not locking out those knees. And then step both feet back, find downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, come forward, knee to elbow. And then take the heel and bring it behind your right hand. Lower your left knee down behind your left wrist and lengthen your right leg back. Coming down to one leg pigeon pose, Rajakapotasana. So start by pressing your front foot into the mat. So you're flexing that foot. And bring your hands maybe back onto your leg or back by your side. Press the front foot into the mat so that you find a little bit of lift in your spine. Breathe in and out. And inhale and exhale. And slowly walk your hands forward, coming into a sleeping pigeon, either onto your forearms, maybe hands stay pressing into the mat, or maybe lower your chest all the way down. When you find your variation, take 3 deep breaths. And after those 3 breaths, slowly come up. That was the hips. Now for the low back. All right, so bring your hands by your side. Maybe walking them a little bit farther back. And then you'll start to bend the right knee. Now, you can stay here, hands into the mat, right knee bent. You can reach back with your right hand, capture that right foot. Maybe left hand goes to left knee. You can bring that right knee in, go from the inside to get the elbow to the crease, or the toes rather to the crease of the elbow. Lift the left arm up, maybe touch fingers. You can also do this with the strap. Keep pressing down through that front left foot into the mat and then slowly unwind. Releasing the right leg. Plant your hands. Tuck your right toes under, press up, and step the left foot back. Some people like to open the hips. I find it really nice to take your feet a little bit wider, press your hands into the mat, and then reach your chest back. So a wide leg, downward facing dog. We'll move to the last side. Inhale, reach your right leg up. Exhale, come forward. Thigh to chest. Begin to swing your knee to the outside of the right foot, and your foot, set it down behind the left wrist, and knee behind the right wrist. Step your left leg back. Flex your right foot, so setting yourself up so that you are finding integration and you are pressing this front leg down. Straighten your chest up. When you find that balance here, so maybe even able to lift both hands up, you know that you have your hips nice and even. And that's where you want to be when you start to come forward. Lowering yourself down, increasing the sensation into that outer right hip. And when you find the depth of the pose that you can sustain, take 3 breaths. And slowly start to bring yourself back up, straightening your spine, engage your core, find a lift. So you find, when you come up, there can be a lot of compression in your low back. So again, core engagement, press down through that front foot. And it's okay if that heel comes in a little bit closer to your pelvis in order to hold yourself up. Bend that left knee any about. Maybe reach back with the left hand, capture it. Maybe sneak that hand to the inside, working your toes into your elbow. Palm up, right arm lifts, and then bend your elbow, fingertips touch. Slowly release, gently unfolding yourself. And then we're actually going to come down to the right side. Let your right hip come down, swing your left leg around. Slowly lower yourself down onto the mat. And then lift your left leg up, bring it to a figure 4 position. Flex your left foot, sending the ankle above the right knee, above the right knee. Reach up, interlace your hands at your hamstring and gently draw that foot in. Taking a gentle supine figure 4. Then release the interlace of your hands. Guide that left leg over the right. And then drop both knees over to the right for a supine twist. Extend your left arm out. Let your your knees drop to the right. Finding a nice release now in your low back. Breathe in and out through your nose. Maybe close your eyes. And slowly come back into center. Press your left foot down into the mat. Lift your right knee up. Cross, bringing the outside of your right ankle above your left knee. And then lift your left foot up. Reach your hands through, interlace across the middle of your hamstring. Flex that right foot and gently draw your left leg in. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Breath in and out. One more time. Release. Your hands guide the right leg across your left, and then let both knees drop to the left side. Extend your right arm out. Taking a supine spinal twist. And then your decompression in your low back. Slowly bring both knees back up. Reach with your hands, find right below your kneecap. Gently draw your knees into the side ribs. Then reach up, happy baby pose. Hands come to the outside of your feet. Your knees come wide so that your elbows are actually inside of your legs. And then flatten your back down to the spine. Flex your feet. Press them up toward the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, draw your feet down with your hands, keeping this integration kind of like a push-pull where nobody gains an inch between hands and feet. Feeling your low back, your whole spine pressing down actively with the weight of your legs and your hands into the mat. And start to ease up. Let your feet release and extend them. Let them come wide so that your heels are maybe even off the side of your mat, toes out. Reach your hands down by your side. Taking 5 deep breaths. With each exhale, letting your body melt and let go. Your fingers unfurl. Inhale. Chest rises. Exhale. Let the wrinkles around your eyes, around your temples release. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let the weight of your hands and your feet ground you more into the mat and into the floor. Last time, breath in and out. Slowly start to pull your legs in, setting your feet on the ground, roll over to one side. And gently press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Your hands together to heart center. Cross-legged feels so much easier than Agni Stambhasana. Slowly raise your thumbs to third eye center. Be curious. Follow your bliss. Namaste.